while watching television. But if you want to wake up, America, to the real fraud, which is the Federal Reserve. Which is your problem. No more 9-to-5 slavery. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! There is an economic collapse that's coming if we do not change the course. We may not even be able to stop it right now, but it's time to take charge. Stop being apathetic. Stop being on guard. Stop being it's time to get the bed. It's time. Nickel and dollar, it's all free. Occupied government. It's a fraud if you don't know what that is. A fraud.
Stop allowing unelected officials to decide our future!
The Fed hates horses!
They hate everyone, they don't discriminate.
I'm going!
You are a slave. You are a slave.
The real terrorists are here with us. They're called the Federal Reserve.
You are a slave. Yes, even the police are slaves.
It's the Federal Reserve. We are all slaves to the Federal Reserve. And the Fed. And the Fed.
In the Fed!
And the Fed. And the Fed. And the Fed.
And the Fed! 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 And the Fed!
And the Fed.
aid funded by the bankers.
The Fed has gradually moved us away from an economy based on competition and choice to a centrally planned economy built around coercion and confiscation. This is an organization that for decades has enacted policies that have affected every American's finances without an ounce of oversight or consequence. Most of our elected officials have no problem with this. They would rather find new ways to utilize the co-chair for the Missouri Campaign for Liberty, is the owner of Group Benefits, and is currently running for U.S. Congress in Missouri's 1st District against Lacey Clay. She supports allowing the Federal Reserve Act to sunset and proposes the legalization of competing currencies and moving forward to a full reserve gold standard banking system. Please welcome Robin Hamlin.
That's good.
I'm Robin Hamlin, the congressional candidate for Missouri's 1st Congressional District, which includes St. Louis City, North County, parts of Lee May, University Township, Maryland Heights.
We have Cynthia Davis, the first lady of the Constitution. Cynthia spent 8 years in the Missouri House of Representatives and earned the John Locke and Adam Smith Award for most constitutional legislator in Missouri. She is the Constitution Party candidate for Lieutenant Governor and believes that the government needs to have the discipline to live within its means, just as you and your family have to do all the time. Welcome, Cynthia Davis.
A constituent of mine asked me this question: why is it if the federal government can just print money, why do we have to pay taxes? And I'd like to thank all of you for coming today and providing us with a graphic illustration of what they've done to our money, because right behind you is the Green Fountain. And they've liquidated our greenbacks into water, and it just appalls me that we're letting them get away with it. But here's where it's going to stop, by speaking the truth and shining the light and telling our story until they wake up and realize what's happening. I'll introduce myself to you briefly. I live in O'Fallon, and I own a Christian bookstore in St. Charles County. And we had a problem a few years ago where our city government didn't understand what they were doing to our businesses, and they made a bad decision. And how we fixed it is I went to a meeting. Now, the principle always works. If you want to bring people together, you take bread off their table. It works every time. So I went to the meeting of the downtown business merchants, and I said, what do we do? And they said, you be in charge of the legislative committee. And I said, okay, I can do that, but what does that mean? They said, go to all the Board of Aldermen meetings and tell us what the government's doing to ruin our lives next. And I thought, I can do that, and you know what? All of us are charged with doing that. Watching the government and telling people when they're ruining our lives next. Thank you.
Who watches Big Brother?
Yeah. Well, we were getting ready to come here today, and I asked Zach this question: is anybody going to be recording this today?
Yes.
And he wrote back, recording and videos and picture taking is a really good idea. But you know what? You have to do it just in case any lunacy may occur. Just to be clear, I'm not expecting anything bad to happen. But if you see anything strange, get it on film. Well, Zach, that's what auditing the Fed is all about. We're seeing something strange, and we want to get it on film.
Yeah! daily.
Yeah. You know, I want to talk to you about love also, because when you see the Ron Paul love revolution thing, people don't talk about love. And I'm here to talk about love, because you should treat your neighbor as you expect to be treated yourself. And that's not being very neighborly, what the Fed is doing to us.
That's right.
You know, government should never do anything for us that we can do for ourselves. And things were working much better before they started stealing money, depreciating it, devaluing it, taking it off the standard, making it meaningless. And here we are today. And as your lieutenant governor, you can count on somebody who is going to raise the iron shade and let the sun shine in. You know, that lieutenant governor's office comes with a free built-in soapbox, and I intend to use it every day I'm there.
All right.
So, if you want to know what sums up Cynthia Davis, it's this one thing. I will be the designated driver in the room full of drunks.
Thank you, Cynthia. Where can we get in touch with you? What's your website?
VoteCynthia.com.
VoteCynthia.com. Get involved, people.
Yeah.
Local elections are more important than federal elections. We have to take the power away from the feds. And we'll hear a little bit about that up next. We've got Lloyd Sloan. Lloyd is a graduate of Harvard with a degree in economics. A former host of his own radio talk show, Lloyd is a federalist, which means he's an advocate of the Madison Amendment and believes the states should retain more power than the federal government. He is someone who speaks about solutions, not just ranting about the problems we face. I welcome now Lloyd Sloan. Give him a hand.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, I guess I'll start with that apology. I did graduate from Harvard, so I do know why you hate Harvard even better than you know why you hate Harvard, frankly. And I did get an economics degree from there as well. Remind me, I will say this much, the year that I graduated was known for two things. So I'll just give you that personal anecdote. One, which I'm very proud of, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, for those who remember him, the Russian dissident and protester, gave the speech at my graduation. It's the only time he spoke in the United States, and I'm still proud of that. It's also true that that is the year that Bill Gates would have graduated from Harvard had he not dropped out. So that was also my class, and I actually transferred in. I did not start at Harvard as a freshman. So there is a very good chance that I took Bill Gates' spot at Harvard. In which case we know who made the better decision on that one, for sure.
Giants roamed the land, that the earth was full of wickedness, the wickedness of man. Those giants, they were mighty men. There was no one quite as bold as those dirty, daring, fighting men, those mighty men of old. Those mighty men of old. They'd rob and rape and kill and cheat. They were feared by all around. But the Lord was grieved by what he saw. He swore he'd bring them down. Yeah, those giants of renown. Prime, when came the time for those giants to drown, and it rained.
they trusted in